And the first driver that we're going to see is Tim Slade. He had a fourth here last year, so the car was pretty strong. His regular engineer not in attendance. Melko De Rosa has heard he's back. He's actually getting an operation somewhere in the next several weeks. So Brendan Hogan's looking after this car, and they've got their form back. There's Brendan on the right-hand side of screen. He's sitting in 10th in the championship chase, and his previous best here in terms of qualifying, Mark Skate, 4 times he's been 7th. So a big opportunity here to try and tick a box and move up the grid. And now jumping hard on the picks for the right-hander second gear down here at turn 11, where there's a lot of junk on the road.
That was a nice job through turn 10. We love that corner, crossing Boundary Street with the bumps that are there in the middle of the corner. It's 180 kilometres an hour. He got it stopped nicely for also for turn 11. Wheel spin then coming out of the final corner.
And it hit the rev limiter in the shift from second to third, and the first representative number that we see is a 1 minute 14.2360, where there's still some debris highly visible on the road. So almost on par here at the moment with the Slade lap. Out of the final corner, where traction's been a challenge, and once again some wheel spin and wags the tail. Scott Pye coming out of turn 13, up to the checkered flag, and our number is a 1 minute 14.39. He's given about 0.1 of a second away to Tim Slade. Now, he's not quite as quick as Slade in the mid-sector, but he's right there or thereabouts. This is turn 11, second gear. Feeds the 650-odd horsepower through, cranks it sideways, third gear, it's still going sideways, fourth gear, keeps it off the limiter, gets it stopped, and that was the challenge on the warm-up lap. Hits the apex, a little bit of wheel spin, second gear out the other side. And Martin Shorty's engineer, top right of screen, is watching. Brendan Hogan is Tim Slade's engineer, and Brock Feeney's just gone to the top.
Mate, that's currently P1. Good job.
That overhead shot just shows you how much paint is on the road down there. Oh, and he's given it away. Pulled the mirror cover off the back of it on the left-hand side of the car. Runs it on the limiter, so a different approach to what we've seen some of the other drivers doing. Back to second, a lot of steering lock involved in that final corner. Good traction though. Nice job. No wheel spin out the other side. Is this enough for P1? We'll get a quick indication.
Oh,
yes,
well
13.8. Nice job in the final sector.
Can he minimise the wheel spin out of 11? He does.
You can see the yaw in the car through turn 10 from the Century Batteries chopper shot. And so a beautiful mid-sector here for Di Pasquale. If he goes on with it now through this final corner, the traction looked great on the exit of 13. And that car is very square to the line. Good enough now for a 13.7. And position number 1.
That is a great job.
Copy. Thanks, mate.
So margin is 0.15 of a second for Anton.
And this number is actually in the middle sector. It's only 1/100th slower than Anton Di Pasquale.
There was a lot of wheel spin out of the exit there in second gear. So that would have been a little bit of a compromise. Gets it pulled up nicely into the final corner, but this is what the drivers have been talking about, trying to get them off these second gear corners, and it slid out of the final corner as well for Jack. He was right there in the first couple of sectors, and he drops into position number 2, so still an outstanding performance.
P2, cool it down, high ground speed, low engine off here.
Good job.
Thank you.
You can see how pointy they've got the car. He offered it up, and it went exactly where he pointed it. No sliding, no wheel spin out the other side of turn 2. Back to second gear for 3. Up and over the curb and have a go on the number. At 21.7 is 2/10 better than we've seen so far.
And that's a number that was very similar to what they actually did in the qualifying session prior to getting into the 10. So Will Davison has used this tyre advantage to full effect. Every little bit of curb through there. Let's have a listen under the bridge. I reckon that was flat. I reckon that was absolutely flat out.
Very close to his teammate Anton, but Anton's still the fastest in the second sector. So a ripping start to the lap by Will Davison. He's chasing his own teammate. The target number is a 1 minute 13.7. They dare not breathe or blink in the DJR garage. Out of the final corner, it slipped out of there ever so slightly. Was he traction limited, or could he get the job done out of the final? And that is a number, a 1 minute 13.37. 1/3 of a second margin over his teammate. He had an 8th here back in 2015, and he qualified 7th that year, and that's the best result. And you and I spoke offline earlier today about how hard this young bloke has tried to get to the top of the main game, and he's throwing everything at this weekend. He had a podium in Western Australia, a podium at Winton. He had 3 top 10 results in Darwin. They've got some momentum at BJR with this guy.
He has driven this lap so hard. There's not been a millimetre left anywhere. You can't drive this car any faster than this young bloke is at the moment. And he has absolutely used it, every little single bit of grip. This is actually going to be close. He's not out of it. And he's done a 13.6. That's a very, very nice job to be P2. He's got the same tyre spec as Will Davison. His first split is 2 and a bit tenths away. You said, did it cost him anything at turn 2? Absolutely it did.
And that's frustrating for a driver. When you have that strike early in the lap, he throws it across the top of the curbing here at 7 and 8. And look how hard he's working through the right-hander at turn 10. There's not a millimetre spare on the left side of the car.
Fastest middle sector. Beautiful job for Van Gisbergen to rebound. He'll be happy with the middle. He won't be happy with the start.
And this might be enough, Mark, with that margin in the mid-sector to get him right back in touch with Will Davison. He's going to be right in the mix with Davison and Heimgartner here. What does it look like coming out of the final corner? The car was very square, no evidence of wheel spin, and he goes to the top on a 13.36, and it's 4 thousandths of a second. Momentum is with Tickford at the moment. Can they keep it rolling? Looking good over the top of the curve. How did it land out the other side? Feeds the power now. Is the car stable through here?
And the number is right on it. His cumulative number is almost dead on.
And it's in fact the fastest when you add the cumes so far. So at the moment, Waters on target to potentially pinch pole. Can he get it done in the final corner? Does it pull up straight? This is going to be an absolute nail-biter to the flag. Check out the opposition on the right. Jumping on board with Waters. He stares at the data. Doesn't quite get there. P3 and a pole for Van Gisbergen.
Really good lap. There's also a little bit for the last 2 seconds there. Really good lap otherwise, though, mate. Nice work.
Talking about what happened at turn 7. So look at those top 3. In fact, really, folks, have a go at the first 6 cars. That's ridiculous in a shootout.
Exactly. And how about the job by Cam Waters on the used tyre? So Van Gisbergen and Davison with brand new green hard tyres. Cam Waters on a used set of tyres does a .031 number.
And that's the crossover. So the fresh tyre still strong in the third sector, but the used tyre starting to die in the third sector.